The top and back of the head need a little bit more work. So select the points here on the back of the head and slide them forward. Now select these points on the top, and we're just kind of trying to eliminate all flat surfaces. And really the forehead needs to be brought up so the angle is much more steep. So also the shape there on the back needs to be rounded out, so I paused briefly and did that. Now what I'm going to do is start to create the geometry that we're going to use to roughen the shape of the ear. So similar to what I did with the eye sockets, I'm dividing the area in half. Then I'm going to use this geometry to create an oval shape. So just kind of relying on the geometry that is already there, moving points around. So now I'll go in and select these points and slide them inward a bit to eliminate that bulge on the side of the head. And we'll just quickly fix this portion on top of the ear. Okay, now what I'm doing right here is adjusting the neck a bit so that we have the correct shape for the back of the head. If you look at how the skull is shaped there, you'll see that there's a nice bulge. So now we're just scaling and positioning the rough opening of the ear. And since this person is fairly young, we're making the ear a little small, roughly lining up with the bottom of the nose and the eyebrow. And there we swept out the shape for the ear. That's really all that we're going to do on the ear itself. The rest of this tutorial will be covering loops around the ear and behind it. That is usually a location that tends to be neglected. So we're still refining kind of the general location of the ear. And you could do other things to vary it, like rotate it a little bit or scale it outward. Once again, it's just up to your personal preference as to what you think your character should look like. So now I'm going to add some loops around the ear. See briefly that I continued on some loops from the face and moved them backward and slid them up. Now we're once again adjusting the neck. Just some simple modifications, selecting faces and move them in. What I'm doing here is sliding the points on that loop behind the ear in to create a steep angle behind the ear. What this will do is help the back of the ear stand out from the skull. And we just continue to do some general refinements to the geometry in this general area. And we're really not going to do much more to the bottom of the neck here until we extrude it out from what we have. So we're still sliding points in, just making small modifications at a time. So now we're going to wrap another loop behind the ear. After deleting that edge, we're just going to add some more in behind. These will help create a tight angle when we smooth it. So we're going to go in and fix a little bit of geometry, deleting one edge and welding these 2 points. Now this tutorial I'm showing a little bit more point editing and things than I normally do, just to make it a little bit easier to follow what I'm doing. So there you can see the back angle and the location that I've kind of built in to help the ear stand out.